All right, so you've decided to get into training. Awesome move. But now you're staring down the barrel of the big question every single beginner has to answer. Do you go with calisthenics or do you hit the gym? One path has you training in the park with nothing but your own body, the other's got you surrounded by iron and machines. Both can get you incredible results for sure, but which one is actually the right fit for you? To figure this out, we're going to break it down into 5 key areas. First, we'll define what each path really is. Then we'll get into cost and just how easy it is to start. We'll compare the kind of strength and size you'll build, look at how you actually progress over time, and finally, help you figure out which one just clicks with your vibe and your goals.
Okay, first things first. Before we can even start comparing them, we gotta make sure we're on the same page. Let's get crystal clear about what calisthenics and gym training actually are.
So let's start with the core philosophy, right? Calisthenics is all about mastering your own body weight. We're talking push-ups, pull-ups, and eventually these incredible skills like the muscle-up. You are the machine. On the flip side, the gym is all about manipulating external weights. It's a more, engineered approach where you add 5 pounds this week, 5 more the next, and you're precisely targeting muscles to build them up piece by piece.
Okay, next up, let's talk about a huge factor that makes or breaks the decision for most people: the money, and just how easy it is to get started on day one.
When it comes to calisthenics, the barrier to entry, well, there basically isn't one. The base game is and always will be completely free. You don't need a membership, you don't need any fancy equipment, you just need you.
And this just says it all, doesn't it? It's the ultimate appeal of bodyweight training. You can train in your room, at a local park, literally anywhere. Gravity is your training partner, and it's always available. No excuses. On the other side of the coin, even a basic gym membership comes with that recurring cost. You're looking at around $40 a month just to get started, and if you want one of those fancier places with all the amenities, that number can easily climb past $100. But cost isn't the whole story when we talk about accessibility. For a complete beginner, calisthenics is kind of like jumping straight into hard mode. You're lifting your entire body weight from the get-go. Getting your first real pull-up can take months of grinding. The gym, though, it's beginner heaven. You can start with a tiny 2-kilo dumbbell, use a machine that guides your form perfectly. You feel a sense of progress from your very first workout, and that's a huge motivator. All right, now for the part everyone really wants to know about: the results. What kind of body will each of these paths build? Because they create very different types of strength and, honestly, very different looks. So check this out. Calisthenics is all about building functional power. Teaching your body to move as the single, coordinated, athletic unit. The result is a lean and powerful aesthetic. The gym, on the other hand, is the undisputed king of building maximum muscle size. It lets you isolate and target specific muscles with incredible precision, creating that physique that looks carved and symmetrical. So here's the crucial point. If your number one goal is just to get as big as possible, the gym gives you the tools to do that in a way that bodyweight training simply can't match, especially for legs. I mean, pistol squats are impressive, no doubt, but they will never build the same mass as loading up a barbell and squatting heavy. It's just a different game. Okay, so you know the results you can expect, but the journey to get those results, the way you actually get stronger week after week, is a whole different ballgame in these two disciplines. See, in calisthenics, progression is all about skill. You don't just add more weight. Nope. You level up to a harder variation of an exercise. It's a skill ladder. And each new step, like going from a regular push-up to a one-arm push-up, is this huge achievement that can take months of dedicated practice to master. It's a long-term journey of pure discipline. And then you have the gym. And the progression there is, honestly, beautifully simple and linear. Did you lift a certain weight this week? Great. Next week, you add a little more weight, or maybe you do one more rep. The numbers in your logbook don't lie, which makes it incredibly easy to track your progress and stay motivated. So, all of this leads us to the final, and maybe the most important piece of the puzzle: your personality. The environment you train in matters way more than you think. It can be the single biggest factor in whether you actually stick with it. So you gotta ask yourself, where do you get your energy? Calisthenics offers total freedom, but that also means you are 100% responsible for your own motivation. The gym, on the other hand, has this built-in energy. The music, the lights, seeing other people working hard, that whole environment can push you on days when you really don't feel like it. It creates accountability just by showing up. Now, what if your main goal isn't building muscle or mastering skills, but it's just to lose weight? Well, let's be real for a second. Neither method is a magic solution on its own. As you can see, diet is the undisputed king of fat loss. Your training is an important piece of the puzzle, but it supports your nutrition, not the other way around. That being said, the gym definitely has an edge for beginners who are overweight. I mean, trying to do a push-up or a pull-up when you're carrying extra weight can feel impossible and honestly defeating. In the gym, everything can be scaled down. You can start light, build your strength safely, and actually feel yourself getting better. Plus, you have all the cardio equipment right there, perfect for burning those extra calories. And before we finish up, I really want to bust a common myth. Neither calisthenics nor the gym is inherently dangerous. Injuries don't come from the method, they come from bad form, sloppy programming, and trying to lift more than you can handle just to feed your ego. If you train smart and you focus on clean technique, both paths are incredibly safe and effective. So after breaking it all down, what's the verdict? Which one is better? Well, the final takeaway here isn't about picking a side in some epic battle. It's about realizing that you don't have to. You can get the functional power and control of calisthenics and the raw muscle building power of the gym. So maybe the best question isn't which one should I choose, but how can I use both to get the best of both worlds?